To start the video, I'm gonna show up my new earrings I got for Christmas. Cause it's a tarot video, of course I'm gonna wear my tarot earrings. I got the world. You look reverse for y'all, but the world card, the wider weight version. It's my favorite card of all time. One of my favorite cards. One of my favorite cards. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first card in the series is going to be the Four of Pentacles, which sounds crazy because it's not even the first card in the suit. But that was the point I was at when I decided to start making notes and started trying to create posts about this. So we're going to talk about that card a little bit. And this is basically going to be an accompaniment video for the post I'm going to be making on my Instagram account. This will be uploaded on YouTube. This will be uploaded on Instagram as well. For however long I can get it on Instagram, because I think Instagram is shortened. So maybe worst case, I'll just post a clip. But we'll see. Video hasn't been edited yet, so we'll know when it's edited what we end up doing. So I got my tarot earrings on. I got my tea. I'm drinking lavender and lemon balm and chamomile. Very calming. Reduce some anxiety because school has started and we're in the thick of things again. And so much has changed my life in the span of 2 months. But life is constantly changing, so there's something new. So, but if you're ready to watch, get yourself a cup of tea, a beverage. I'm gonna talk about this card in detail. I will say again, I'm so excited to be doing this. Also, so grateful for you to be watching this. If you are watching this, oh shit! I'm gonna squish my glasses. So, like I said before, the first card of the series is the Four of Pentacles. I have the card here, but I'll also put up an image of the card so we can see it as I talk about it. So the Four of Pentacles is the fourth card in the Pentacle suit. We can talk about the Pentacles as being the suit of the earthly element. The Pentacles represent Earth and the opposite part of the four elements. And we'll be going through all the Pentacle cards, and then whatever's next in my pile. I don't know what's next. And then whatever's next, and then until we get to the Major Arcana cards. And then there's 22 of those, so we'll go through all 22 of the Major Arcana. I don't know if we'll start with the Fool or we'll start with the Worlds, but we'll see. But the last card of the Major Arcana, we're here. Let's get into it. So in this specific card, we see a gray monotone background. There's no celestial bodies. The sky isn't even blue. It's just gray. The city behind the character. There's tall buildings that can indicate wealth. And there's a man in like the forefront. He sits on what seems to be a throne. He's wearing a crown. And he balances a pentacle or a coin on his crown. Holds one tight, held to his body. And there's one under each of his feet. 4 coins in total. The man is dressed in red with a black shawl. And he has a blue lining. He looks straight at the reader and he has a somewhat resigned expression. So, in terms of the imagery, we see the black shawl, which to me, I think, specifically on the character, I think that represents a shadow element to things. There's a part of you that's not being recognized, something that's been ignored or pushed to the side or pushed deep into the unconscious, to be ignored. And that's also causing this fear to linger into you and want to cling to your material possessions. And the red, I feel like, indicates a strong, passionate character. This person, or maybe you find it's you, maybe you find it someone else in your life, maybe you just find it just an experience or just an energy that you, because all of it is just energies. I'm just talking about energy, just vibes. So I feel like the red represents most likely fire or passion, and this also kind of like connects to the sword suit, which represents fire. So it means it could be someone who's very smart and intellectual. Maybe not even intellectual in the sense of books. This is someone who's intuitive and who feels like they just feel like they know what they're doing. They have this confidence to them. But it feels like there's an element of this confidence, which represented by the black shawl, that has left them trapped in what they are at this moment. And when we hold on to things in the past, there's no way for us to move forward. So to me, it feels like this character is trapped, and this character has trapped himself. And when I say he and she, this is just a description because the card is masculine, like seemingly masculine. But masculine and feminine are just energies. Doesn't really matter. If I'm reading this and you give this in a reading and you find that, oh, this isn't about a man. Just energies, and we're all just a mixture of both those energies. That's what we're made of, essentially. So you don't have to worry too much about that. But I feel like this person is coveting his own goods. The things, the material he's earned have begun to weigh him down and trap him within a monotone world where there's nothing but what he currently has. You can't blame this on the material. It's his fault. He sat on the throne willingly. He's the one unable to let go of what he's gained so far on the journey. And because of that, he won't know more than where he's sitting right now. Until he's willing to let something go, until this character is willing to let something go, he'll never know the possibilities within his reach. Because behind him is the entire city. Cities are opportunities. Cities are new experiences. Cities are different people. And sitting there clinging to the things that he has, which he can't move an inch. The crown is balancing on his head. He has this here under his 2 feet. Out of the fear that it will be taken away from him, he won't gain any more. And from this area, we look at where this card stands in the entire suit, which it goes after the ace, which is new experiences. So perhaps from the ace up into the 4th pentacle, this person has gained some new experience, gained a new insight into the material world, and because of that, unconscious fears and anxieties have risen and begun to take a little bit of control because they haven't yet been realized or haven't yet been seen. This is what I'm talking about when I say in my introduction video to the series, where I talk about the importance of fully taking the chance to see yourself. Once again, hence terror of the unseen. The things that we try to avoid or push down deeper, they might make their way out. They don't just disappear. Just because you're ignoring them doesn't mean they're gone. They're still there. And they're waiting for you to see them. A lot of the time, they just grow and we end up feeding them more and more until we end up in a situation like this one. We're trapped by the things that we don't even understand are trapping us. Because we think we're on the throne and then everything is good, but the bar is in hell. And you're literally in hell. And you don't realize it because you've gotten so comfortable and used to it when there's so much more for you in the background. So in this situation, his own greed and fear trap him. He'll never leave until he's willing to lose what he's gained so far. For the true gift of the end of this material suit is fulfillment. And when we get to that final card, we'll kind of talk about just opposing the other cards against them. Because that final card, it has basically everything. And it doesn't just have the material, it has more. There's family, there's love, there's a deep connection with the earth and what we're experiencing right now on the physical level. An understanding of that. And that's what I think too, where if you're not letting go of this stuff, you won't reach that end point. You don't want to stay stuck here. So maybe you have to experience a little bit of loss. And you'll see that on the next card, which is the 5 of Pentacles. It's just a very clear card that feels like I jump from the next card where the person has let the stuff go. But maybe they're suffering a little bit because they are clinging so hard. And they're now experiencing a state of like perceived poverty, which I'd say perceived because obviously there's extreme situations like homelessness and And I don't want to speak on that because I've never experienced anything like that. But I've experienced like dire financial situations. Even just these past few months have been crazy financially for my family. But in sitting in those moments and allowing yourself to feel all that is, you realize how much you really do have. Sure, we're struggling a little bit, but every single time we really need the money to make it work, the money showed up. We had what we needed. It worked out. Something worked out in one way or another. My family was here. Everybody was alive. Everybody was safe. Everybody was happy. And they were feeling okay. No one was sick. We all had amazing health. So, in a sense, there's so much to be grateful for. And I feel like in these moments that we feel like we have less, that it becomes an opportunity for you to sink into what it is you do have. So that when you do experience that abundance at the end of the suits, that abundance of the emotional fulfillment of the physical suit, we can stay grounded in what it is we have. The knowing that we will always have enough, we will always have what we need. So, the advice for this suit seems pretty obvious. Whatever possessions you're holding on to now may not serve you the next step of your journey. You're not going to be able to carry everything with you, which just could also mean money, maybe your house, some physical objects that you have around you. Maybe it's beautiful. Maybe you have a beautiful collection of gold that you absolutely adore, but maybe you're having to sell it. So you're stuck between the vanity of keeping the gold, which vanity not in a judgmental way, because girl, I love my jewelry too. Like, or letting go of it so you could use that money for something else that you really need right now. That could also mean people as well. Because you can't always bring everybody into the next chapter of your life. That's not how it works. If I was still connected to all the people that I was connected to a year ago, I wouldn't be where I am now. And with so much gratitude, I thank God for that. And not even a negative sense on these people, to say these people were bad for me or place any judgment on them, because they were exactly what I needed to be here. But if I had made a different decision, first of all, God only knows what would have happened, because that reality doesn't exist here. But I'm pretty fucking in love with this reality. I'm pretty fucking in love with where I am at this point in my life. And I'm happy. So, sitting with that truth, I know that I physically can't take everything. You physically can't carry everything. You can't carry everybody. And you're holding yourself back by trying to. So, letting go is probably the next step of your journey. Donate to charity. Donate some of the stuff you've been keeping that you don't really need. For me, I find I feel so good when I go through my room. I do this on a random basis when I feel like I've been a little bit bogged down energetically, or if I feel like I'm getting more things. It's time to move out some stuff. So, and especially the holiday season is perfect for that. I went through my books. Went through any books that I was like, I don't really love this book. I'm never going to read this. Or I read this and I don't feel attached to it and I need to keep it. Or in my closet, I go through my closet, see all the stuff, all my clothes. Does this make me happy? Do I feel good in this? What material is this? Is it good quality? All that stuff, and just getting rid of stuff that I don't need to keep anymore, because there's no reason to hold on to everything. When you hold on to things like this, you're pretty much affirming that you're going to be lacking, which is kind of like a crazy thing to think about. But if you're so unwilling to let go of things, you're telling the universe that you're not expecting anything more for yourself. This is all you're gonna ever have. And deep down, that is the truth, because if you're afraid of losing something, that means you're not expecting anything better, you're not expecting anything more. And if you're telling yourself that, you're telling the universe that, because baby, you are the universe. You dream your reality. Your reality exists through your consciousness. So if you're so afraid to let go of a material thing, then you're living within the understanding, within a truth that you've created, that you won't have anything more, anything better than this. And that's then you becoming an instrument of your own suffering. And we do that so often. that we just lose ourselves. And in this situation, this scenario, the healthiest thing you can do for yourself is let go and start to get a little bit comfortable with feeling the discomfort of some of that fear. And sit with some of that fear of like perhaps not having enough. Because if you've ever experienced, and I understand, because I'm not going to get into my story right now, but like I understand how scary that can be. But trust is so important on the spiritual path. It's so vital. That's the card on my altar right now, like the main card on my altar right now, sitting up against my candle. Trust. So important. A lot of the things you do are just performances if they're not imbued with a sense of trust, understanding that right and truth are, you know? It's like, why would you pray if you have no faith? If you have no belief or wish or hope? Because it's beyond hope, too, that whatever it is what's happening, whatever it is you're asking for will happen. So if you want more for yourself, if you want more than this present moment, and if you want more than sitting here bogged down by what it is you think you had, and you think this is the peak of your life, then that's going to be the peak of your life, babe. That's nothing more or less to it. And for me, letting go of things has been so pivotal for this past, I would say, past year of my journey, and even longer than that, bro. Like 2 years, 3 years at this point of my spiritual journey. Because clinging to things a lot of the times, or attachment to things, only adds to our own suffering. If something's ready to go, let it go in peace. Because at most points, that thing was gonna go anyway, even if you weren't gonna let it go. Because nothing is meant to last forever. These things we're experiencing now as humans, it's not permanent. It's all temporary. So if we're not willing to let go of anything, then we're just gonna create a hostile environment inside of our minds. And the things that are meant to just flow through us are gonna come stuck. And this is why we end up suffering. And I think a big truth that as we get into this journey, as we get into this understanding of tarot and what it is that everything is the self. And that any pain or suffering you're experiencing, and take this with a grain of salt, I say this, because this is a crazy take, especially for someone who's not spiritual, who doesn't know anything about this shit, for me to say that it comes from you. But in a sense, it does. A lot of our suffering does come from ourselves. And there's definitely people who play a role in our suffering. But instead of focusing, once again, on what role people play in our suffering, we look at ourselves on a human level and say, what have I done to contribute to this? Things like, this example, probably, I beg, don't annihilate me. With a grain of salt. Toxic relationships, for example. All of this is so much more nuanced. So nuanced. Because we have our own conditioning and all that shit to work through. But most of the time when we enter into toxic relationships, we can say, oh, this person was toxic, they did that. But what pattern are you playing out that you've continuously been playing out your entire life that's contributed to you being with this person? Because we got free will. I'm sorry, babe, I have to say it. Like, we have free will. We all have free will. And the sooner we start taking ourselves out of this judge and victim mindset, the sooner we can start to create realities that actually benefit us and live in worlds that actually benefit us and are conducive to our highest well-being. Even if they don't always feel comfortable all the time. Even if maybe in your understanding of your own toxic cycles, you understand that you're in a toxic relationship because you don't want to be alone. So there's two options here. Being in a toxic relationship with someone who will do terrible things to you, traumatize you, and most likely you'll have to spend your whole life healing from. Or feel the discomfort of being alone, sit with that pattern, break that pattern, and then hopefully heal so you're available and able to let go of that that past experience of whatever in the physical realm that has continuously let you trapped inside this, and make the space for something healthy, something whole, something abundant that leads to your own growth and development. I'm telling you, the things that are worth it, are so worth it to you, will make you feel closer to God. And you will know. And you will know when you don't know, and you will ignore it. And that is the truth. That is the truth. That is the truth. But it's also okay, because in recognizing these things, we learn from them. It's honestly, I love to be like, because, babe, that's how I am. Like, I'm a Capricorn. Very much like, chief. Bitch, what are you doing? Get on your fucking grind. But it's also chill. Okay, it's so chill. If not this one, the next life. And then you give yourself that peace. Even with other people in your life as well. Give them that peace. If not this life, next life you'll deal with it. You have eternity, babe. I love you. You have eternity. Be calm. If this is the time for awakening for yourself, it'll happen. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Because the force working for your awakening, so much larger than you, babe. So chill. The other thing for me was, don't be afraid to share with others. I understand that this comes from a fear. Perhaps this fear stems from experiences where you lack, like I was saying. So the keywords, this are fear, greed, hoarding, and a lack of flexibility too. Because this character can't really move. He's rigid, he's stiff. He's not working with what he has. And I think in this specific card instance, practical advice would also be for me to say, work with some of the energies in this card that are a little bit more hidden. So in this card, you'll notice there's a big fire energy. You see the red. There's a big thing with a shadow, which obviously indicates some shadow work around this, which it feels like a given. But in the lining of his gown, there's blue. So the opposite of this, of the earth suit, is obviously water. The rigid and the flexible. Get what I mean? So working with water, because maybe there's a need for you to work with some more emotional elements to connect with your feelings and sit with them. Thank you so much for watching. And to leave you guys, I'll leave you with the quote I put in my post. Not sure where I got this from, but as I was writing this, I heard someone say it. So I was like, ooh, I'll take it. Sometimes taking a step forward requires leaving something behind. Lots of love.